All right, we are back. It's been a while since I've done one of these. I have indeed missed you guys. But listen, so we had a nice ES sell trade here that we took on Thursday. I haven't traded ES in probably like freaking 3, 4, 5, 6 months or something like that. I don't know. But I've really been looking for opportunities on it because I don't know, I missed it. Most of the time I'm trading YM, as y'all see on this channel. But we had an absolutely beautiful setup on Thursday. I took it. We took it live on the call with my inner circle. I'm going to break it down for y'all, show y'all exactly what I took, why I took it. I ended up making, I think, a little bit under 15K. Yeah, $14,948 after fees and stuff like that. But let's break this down. So it really started on the hourly time frame here. If we rewind just a little bit. So we can see that price was obviously bullish. If we zoom out, we've been bullish for a long time now, but we did have a bit of a sell-off. We created a high here on Wednesday, bought back up into it later on at Wednesday night and sold off into that same area or at that same time into these lows. So these lows right here is when FOMC came out and price wicked off here very strongly. As you see, price tapped into this purple zone and bought up very strongly. So I had this on my charts and I'm looking at my charts right here. This is at about 7 a.m. I'm looking at my charts. I'm bullish bias. I'm looking for buys ultimately just because, as I showed you guys, we've obviously been going up, but I was okay with entering sales as well if it gave a good opportunity. And that good opportunity I was looking for was a simple break and retest. Same setup you guys see me take over and over on this channel. So obviously price sold down here. We bought up here. We created a bit of a floor right here where price consolidated for a little bit, created another floor right here, and then we bought up. And as you see, this 1 hour candlestick, the 7 o'clock candlestick, it sold down into my purple zone. That purple zone, like I said, is the low from when FOMC happened. So originally, I was actually looking for buys off this zone here. So if you go down to the 1 minute time frame, I was looking for buys off this zone here, but I don't take entries before market open, and this is right at 8 o'clock, so this is 30 minutes before market open, 8 o'clock Central Standard Time, and it started giving an opportunity for entries because originally I would have entered at a break of this swing high off this purple zone. As soon as it broke this high, I would have entered into the trade for something like this, and then I would have tried to target like this high point or the ultimate high point up there, but ended up giving an entry before market open, so that invalidated my original entry. So I wasn't really paying attention to buys anymore, and I just wanted to see what price was doing at market open. What was the price action at market open? Where was everybody going? So then market open candlestick happens. This is the market open candlestick, this red candlestick, the big one you see here. Price was selling down, continued to sell down, actually broke below that 4 hour zone, which for me just shows a lot of selling pressure and a lot of sellers in the market. So I wasn't looking for buys anymore, but I was still okay taking a retest of this zone. So all I simply did was just wait for price to retest back up into here. I already knew that we had a lot of selling pressure going into market open, going into the day, because we not only were selling down during the end of London session, but we also broke through that major low that was created during NFP. So once that happened, I went down to my 1 minute time frame when price finally tapped back into this retest zone, which is the blue zone. Waited for my entry criteria. My entry criteria is waiting for consolidation, a trend line break, or a break of structure. All that means is a break of a swing low or a swing high. And I ended up getting that. So we created this consolidation right here. Price wicked up here on this candlestick, but couldn't hold above there and ended up selling down. So as you see, as soon as price broke out of this consolidation, I entered right into the trade. I put my stop loss right above the most recent swing high, which is right here. And then my take profit, I was really just going for the low of the day, that low point before price ended up retracing to the upside. That's all I was going for my take profit. Ended up being right around a 2-to-1, a 2.1 to 1 risk to reward ratio. I usually risk around 7,000 per trade. I think I risk maybe like 65,000. Sorry, not 1,000. 6,500 on this trade. 65,000 would have been crazy. 6,500 per trade. Well, 6,500 on this trade specifically, sorry. And then price ended up buying up here. It's very, as soon as I entered it, we had this bullish candlestick to the upside. And keep in mind, I'd taken this, like I said, on the live call with my inner circle, and it was one of the funniest things ever. I wish I recorded it when I actually took the trade, but as price was buying up here, Somebody during the call was like, yeah, you have to talk to ES nice. I don't know if y'all be doing this or y'all be trading, but ES, NQ, YM, they're all individuals. You have to treat them nicely. I have to talk to them nicely and treat them with respect. So the whole time when price was buying up here to come into our take profit, it was hilarious. If you were there, you were there. If you weren't, you missed out. But yeah, it was hilarious. I think my chat just kept telling me to keep giving it compliments. So I kept giving it compliments, and every time I was complimenting it, like I literally started complimenting it right here, and it just sold down. So I figured out a whole new strategy. It's called the compliment strategy, because I was complimenting ES, and every time I stopped, it would have a retracement. And then every time I kept going, it would keep selling down until I got bored of it. I was like, at this point, I don't feel like doing this anymore. Do whatever the heck you want to do, ES. And I think this is that point or whatever. But then ultimately, price ended up actually selling down. We got a double top here that was created and then sold down. Anyways, so then price really consolidated. It's probably the longest I've been in a trade in a very long time. It really just kept kind of going up and down. I'm just going to fast forward here on a higher time frame. Just kept going up and down, up, down, up, down, up, down, going to break even, back in profit, break even, back in profit. These white lines here are just my take profit levels. But then ultimately, we finally ended up getting that selling pressure. Price took us out the trade. We won the trade. I think it went down slightly before reversing. Yeah. So it went down a little bit further. If I could have held it a little bit longer, but I'm okay with where my take profit was. And I had that at an area for a reason. I had my take profit at this area for a reason. But yeah, that was a trade, solid trade. As I showed y'all, I called the trade out live while we were on the call as well, and I put it inside of the Inner Circle chat. If y'all want to get all my trades and trade live with me, you can find it, the link for inside description of this video. Then I ended up having a realized profit of $14,948.40. So that was nice. Calm 2-to-1 here on ES. I'm gonna start giving it a little bit more attention and start actually trading it versus just really sticking with YM. Well, I might start trading it more. I don't know. We'll see. It took a long time. This was pretty boring to hold this. Keep in mind, I was gone the entire day. Like, as soon as the call ended, I had to leave. I had a PT appointment. I had a bunch of other things. So I didn't really know what was going on. I just had my alert set at the take profit levels and all that. And I just got notified that we hit full take profit, and I was happy. But yeah, anyways, that's all I got. See you on the next video.